Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Thixton again, and here we are today to add our spooky trees to our background that we made last time. This part is really fun, so I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Now remember, you talked about silhouettes for this project. And silhouette is formed when you have a light coming from behind your object and it makes like a shadow. So remember, we don't see any of the details on your object, only the outside edge, and that it is always going to be black. So for this project, our sun is setting. That means that our sun is going to be between us, our trees are going to be between us and the sun, or the light source. So that means that the trees and everything in our picture is going to be black because they're going to be silhouettes. So this is the fun part where we get to make the trees. I'm going to start by getting out my watercolors, and remember we said they are only going to be black. All of our silhouettes will be black, so we're going to be using only our black watercolors. Let me see here, there's a good spot to put this down. Alright, so we're going to make a puddle on our black watercolor, swish it around, and the first thing you need to do is you need to make a horizon. Now, I know that you guys know what a horizon line is. A horizon line is the line that separates your land from your sky. So we're going to come maybe about here on our page, and we're going to make a horizon line. Everything below that horizon line is grass or ground. So we're going to go ahead and just color or paint the whole thing black all the way to the bottom of your page, just like this. Because this is all part of the silhouette. Alright, almost done. Need to add some more water to my paint here. Alright, so now everything that is land on my page is black. Now we need to have the trees, and this is where it gets really fun. At your tables, you're going to get some straws. Now my straw is going to be a little bit different than your straw. Mine doesn't have a wrapper, but yours will. Remember, anytime we use wrappers or anything like that, it's not a good idea to throw them on the floor, right? We want to make sure that we keep them on our table. It's going to be someone's job to pick up the garbage at the end of this project. So make sure that you don't let that paper fall on the floor. Let me show you how we're going to make these really cool trees. So you're going to start by deciding where you want your first tree to start. I want my first tree to start right about here. I'm going to make a little puddle of paint, not a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to kind of push it up just a little bit to get it started. Can you see how it pops up a little bit there? I'm going to put my brush down, and now I'm going to use my straw. I'm going to scoot my chair back, and I want my straw to be parallel or the same way to my table. I don't want to be blowing down like this. I want to blow from behind, because I'm going to push this paint that's sitting here, and it's going to go up and form my tree. Okay, so here we go. There's a start. Now, if you noticed, I took my straw and I kind of went back and forth like this to get my paint to make branches. Now I'm going to come back with my black paint. I might need to add some more water, we'll see. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, maybe I want a branch to come out like right about here. So I'm going to put a little bit more paint there, put my brush back on my paper towel, and here I go. I'm going to blow it again right there. Okay, maybe it needs a little bit more over here. So I'm going to put a little bit more paint here and blow again. This one is not wanting to branch out too much, but that's okay. It's part of the fun of it. So maybe I'll do a branch down here and see if I can get it to branch out. There we go. There's a good tree. Now, boys and girls, if when you're blowing you start to feel a little bit funny, you need to take a stop what we're doing and take a breath, a couple deep breaths, because sometimes kids get so excited about that blowing of the air, they start going like that through their straw, and they start to get lightheaded because they don't get enough air to their brain. So if you start to do that, if you start to feel kind of funny, maybe you get a headache or something, take a break, take a couple deep breaths, get a lot of air into your body, and you'll feel better, okay? So just make sure that you don't just keep going if you start to feel a little funny, because we want to be able to do this project again, but if someone gets hurt because they maybe pass out or something, we can't do this project again. So we want to make sure that we have definitely enough air to our brains. Alright, so there's my first tree. You probably don't want to make more than 3 trees in this, because otherwise they start to kind of all look the same. They all run together and you don't really get to see that it's a tree. It doesn't really look so much like a tree anymore when you start getting a lot of them. So I'm going to show you my second tree. Remember, I put a little puddle down here at the bottom and I kind of start to push it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take my straw and I'm going to start to blow it. Now let's come over here and make a little puddle again. Kind of have it come out. Take my straw. There we go. Maybe one more time. Something like this. There we go. So now I have a couple of spooky looking trees. Now, as I'm looking at this, I don't even really think I have room for another tree. So maybe I'm just going to be done with 2. 2 or 3 trees is probably what you want on your paper. Now, because this is close to Halloween, we like to add some things to make this look even more spooky. So think about the kinds of things you think about with Halloween. Maybe you want to add a silhouette of a pumpkin. So you're going to draw with your brush or paint here, maybe a round shape, and maybe you want a little stem there. There we go. Now I've got a pumpkin on in my picture. Maybe you want to draw a cat, like a black cat. So if we do that, we're going to start with like an oval body. We'll have a round head. Cats have those little ears. We got to make sure we give them ears. Some legs. And let's not forget his tail. Maybe you want to add some bats in your picture to make it more of a spooky scene. Bats are kind of fun. Start off by making them look like birds. That's how I do it anyway. And then I come in and I kind of make their wings look a little bit jagged. And maybe I'll even put a head on them up here, some ears. And come back and make that wing look jagged. That's a pretty good little bat there. I'll show you one more time how I do my bats. Start off like a bird, if you ever make these kind of bird pictures. And then you're going to come in, kind of make those wings a little bit jagged. And then I'm going to make a body and a head. There we go. So now I have a spooky little scene here made up of silhouettes of some fun trees and pumpkin, maybe a black cat. You could do a witch if you want to do a witch. I've had kids make ghosts. silhouettes for this. I've had kids do little tombstones. It's up to you, whatever you want to do for Halloween to make your spooky picture. That's totally up to you. So I hope you guys have fun with this. Remember, if your head starts to feel a little bit funny, take a couple deep breaths and it'll be a great project. So I will see you guys soon. All right, bye.